Are you wondering about if you have somebody on your Dynasty roster that potentially could turn into higher value? Somebody you should potentially be looking to shop, to trade, to be the GM of your Dynasty team this offseason? Well, I got about 15 to 18 names today of guys that are more in that mid-sell level, guys that you don't need to go out there and sell ASAP, guys like Kamara, David Montgomery, Herbert. I think at this current value, we already have a video out on the hard sell and must sell players. Today we're going to have a couple hard sell mixed in, I believe, but it's going to be mostly what I classify as mid sell and soft sell names. We're going to get right into it, man. Join the Discord, join the Patreon. We have a 200-person buy list, sell list, and hold list with rankings 0 to 10, must sell, hard sell, soft sell, all things of that nature. Name number 1 in today's video. Thanks for Flock Fantasy letting us do this, man, showing the site. We got Dak Prescott. So Dak Prescott I actually have classified as a 6 out of 10 aggressiveness, which turns out to be a hard sell. The reason I have Dak as a hard sell player is there's a lot of unknown compared to where he is actually going to be ranked. And I like using Flock Fantasy for the rankings, man. These guys do a good job. You can see he's ranked 44th. So who could we potentially pivot to for Dak? Like, Dak for BTJ is not bad. Dak for Judkins and maybe something on top. I like the realm of players down here. Chase Brown, Fannin, RJ Harvey, Scatabo, Javante, Marvin Harrison Jr. So you could potentially tier down from Dak if you don't need another quarterback, or maybe you're getting a quarterback, Mendoza, in this 2026 rookie class. So you could potentially pivot down and get Marvin Harrison or one of the names I just named and something on top. That's an option to pivot off of Dak right there at number 44. Or I like tiering up to Jackson Dart. He's only 17 higher in value. He is a whole tier or two above. So you're going to have to pay up on top of Dak to get Dart. But you just saved yourself 10 years of age and you just gained rushing upside. Dak Prescott has had trouble staying healthy throughout his entire career, but when he's healthy, he is good. Now, he is getting 33 years old. That's pretty up there in age. But when I think that if Pickens comes back, especially, I'm in on Dak in the short term. I think Dak's going to be solid if Pickens comes back. I think we're going to see another similar 18-plus point per game season. His touchdown rate is going to be high. His passing efficiency is going to be high. It's just no rushing upside. You hear it year in, year out. So that's the reason I'm out on Dak, is the age, the injury concerns, and the fact that we don't know if Pickens is coming back, and that there's good options to tier up or down to away or around him. The reason he's only a 6 out of 10, like I said, short term, I still see the value. Michael Pittman is the next guy. He's a 6 out of 10. He's a hard sell for me. A lot of unknown here in this Indianapolis room. You're coming off of the injury with Indiana Jones, and the thing that worries me here about Indiana Jones is the type of injury he sustained usually takes 2 years to get back up to full speed. So if we take a look at Michael Pittman Jr. right here, who obviously old and injury history of his own, he plays through the injuries, but he's injured. No, that's not good. He actually played very well when Indiana Jones was in there. 20 points, 20, 15, 15, 20, 20, 20. So when Indiana Jones comes back, you'd expect that, right? Well, no, because I think specifically it's going to hurt Indiana Jones' rushing upside. We don't know what to expect from him as a passer. And I don't think Indiana Jones is going to be back to full speed until 2027. It's usually how his injuries progress. So I do think Pittman, again, short term, he can be solid, but he's getting up there in age, injury history. Sure, he plays through it. Doesn't really matter. And the quarterback situation is a little bit murky. So I like the value that you can get around Michael Pittman. Tyler Shuck, say his name, elite. Go trade for Shuck. He's undervalued, should be higher. Scam Laporta. Go get Sam Laporta. People are sleeping. He's a double-digit average tight end. Look at this. 14, 11, and 12. Sure, he was injured in 2025. That's why people are sleeping on him. He's only 25 years old, which is young for a tight end. He's one of my favorite trade targets as well. So Spitman, you're gone, buddy. The next player to potentially sell is going to be the big Q, Quentin Johnston. You probably missed the sell window. You should have already sold this guy after the first couple of weeks of 2025. And now you're kind of just grasping at straws. Let's see where we have him ranked on the site. 84th. So it's the same trade targets as Spitman. But the reason I like trading the Big Q, way too volatile. Sure, he's good for best ball, but it is a crowded room. You had Trey Harris earning more and more ops. Personally, I think McConkey is going to bounce back in 26. I think Oronde Gadsden, say his name, is going to have a big season in 2026 or 2027. I don't know. We'll see. Keenan Allen, maybe him retiring can help. But yeah, I have a crowded situation here for the Big Q, and it's too much volatility. You can't trust this guy in your starting lineup. 4 great weeks and then absolutely terrorism on your fantasy team. And like I just said, Laporta and Shuck are just better. Like, I'd rather have both of them by far. So I think he was a 6 out of 10 hard sell. It's the final hard sell for the video. Now we got a bunch of mid sells, a bunch of soft sells. Mid sells, we got some 5 out of 10s coming up. We got Christian Watson and Jaden Reed. This Packers receiving room, man, I don't want to play games. I don't want to play games with this Packers receiving room. Christian Watson is fine when healthy. He's not healthy, and when he is healthy, it's too volatile. The Packers have a bunch of mediocre receivers that all miss time. Golden, mediocre. Dobbs, mediocre. Watson, mediocre. Dontavian Wicks, No, I'm not playing musical chairs. Goodbye. And the guy we didn't even just name, Jaden Reed, he's so forgettable. Jaden Reed, not to mention this guy's injury prone, can't stay on the field. But, I mean, this guy is also just like, there's no, even Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft's a good sell target as well. He may even be on this list. Tucker Kraft, if you look at his immaculate 2025 season, Tucker Kraft, he's always been efficient. He's an actual good receiver, right? Like, talented. The ops are just not there because they spread the football around way too much. But who could you potentially target in this realm of guys? Jaden Reed, it is a dead zone down here. Like, there's not really good players around him for good reason. So you're kind of gonna have to tear up from him. Christian Watson a little bit similar, but I'd rather have Chris Godwin. I'd rather have Warren. I'd rather have Gatson. Those are the names I'd be looking to tear up from Watson. So those are the 2 Packers receivers covered. Kenneth Gainwell, 5 out of 10. Get some value while you can here. The Steelers seem like a sinking ship. And to be honest, at this price, you're probably not, it might not even be a sell. Like 14 point per game average isn't terrible. And he actually was putting together some consistently solid weeks. His snap percentages were actually kind of low, but he was taking a good amount of work away from Jalen Warren, and his receiving usage alone was actually high. So scratch that. Like, I'm making the video, bro. Like, when I see that he's ranked 160th, who are you going to get right here that can average 13 points per game? Nobody good. So there's not really anybody good to trade away. Like, you can actually, if you can trade Gainwell for Malik Willis, Terrence Ferguson, or Theo Johnson, those are moves that I certify. But if you can't pull those 3 trades off, you might have to just sell them. Or you might have to just hold on to them, sell them for a draft pick maybe, like a 2nd round pick. I'm fine doing that. Highly encourage doing that, actually. Or you have to just hold on to them, or even just buy them. Like a 4th round pick for Kenny G, you can buy him for that. Not too bad on that. Joe Burrow I have as a 4 out of 10 as a mid sell. He's ranked too high to not have any rushing upside. 29 years old. Pair that with the injury history. See you later, buddy. You're gone. I would much rather have Jackson Dart than Joe Burrow. I just would. Now, look at this. Joe Burrow averaged 19 points per game when healthy in 2025. My boy, Tyler Shuck. Don't look at the average because, again, it's skewed with his first 2 games of his career. And take away week 12. Look at the average here. 19, 17, 21, 18, 17, 21. 20. Bam, bam, bam. He averaged 19 points per game as well. He's 3 years younger. And he has rushing upside. He averaged 20 rushing yards a game. Now, obviously, I'd rather have Joe Burrow, and it's not even close. But I'm just saying, there's options out there to gain value. It's all about value on your team. Maybe you have Burrow, but you're weak in the flex. Bam, you trade Burrow for Dart, and you now have 2 better flex players because you get some 2 flex players in that trade as well. You trade Burrow for Shuck, but you also get a guy. You go Burrow to Shuck, but you get Pickens, and you get T. Higgins on top of that deal. So there's moves to be made for Burrow, which is why I like him. I have him as a 4 out of 10. Trevor Lawrence, similar story here. I think we just saw what I think this is the best season we're going to see from Trevor Lawrence because of the rushing touchdown rate. Look at that. It stands out from previous years. It's higher than previous years. His passing touchdown rate was also higher, so I think his numbers were inflated based on passing and rushing touchdowns. If we see touchdown regression, he's going to fall off of a cliff. I'm not saying we're going to see that, but I'm saying my boy Jackson Dart is in this same tier of players. Go get yourself a guy like Dart. Go get Shuck and something on top. Trevor Lawrence, capitalize while the value is highest. I have him listed as a 4 out of 10 mid-sell. Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers just seems, he actually had a solid 2025 season, but it just seems every single year like he's a flex player. He's mid, 15 points per game, his best season by far. I just don't like it, bro. Like, there's other Kyron Williams. Look at the production here for the big K. 17 points per game there from Kyron. I'd rather have Judkins. I'd rather have MHA, to be completely honest. Go get BTJ and maybe something on top. Maybe BTJ straight up is actually a fair deal. This price is a little high on BTJ, I think, but it is what it is. So there's options out there for today, and I have him listed as a 4 out of 10 mid sell. Kayshon Boutte just made an insane catch in the playoffs recently. Maybe he has some value. He's ranked at 138. So again, I'm definitely selling this guy. I don't know what you can potentially get around him, but it is somebody I'll be looking to capitalize on selling now. So I have him as a 4 out of 10 mid sell. Parker Washington, similar story. Parker Washington outscored BTJ on a point per game basis. He's ranked too low. It's not even, you can't even just straight up trade him, I don't think. You're going to have to use him as trade bait as part of a package. He did average 12 points per game. If you look at the last couple of weeks, 27, 19, 20. He gained some steam. He played well in the playoffs as well. So it's honestly not even like you're rushing to sell him, which is why I have him as a 4 out of 10 mid sell. So, there is definitely a row where you don't have to rush to sell Parker Washington, but see if you can package him in and get some value. Tucker Kraft I have as a 3.5. I have him as a mid sell as well. The reason I have Tucker Kraft listed there, we already covered it. First off, if you can get Fan, I like that. If you can get Laporta, I like that. Pitts, Gatson, there's good names around him. Tucker Kraft has always been very efficient. However, he doesn't get the target that we saw in 2025. And even 5 targets per game is not good, bro. Like, he was efficient. Obviously, touchdown rate, very high. Yards very high. We can't rely on the efficiency, bro. We got to start seeing 7 or 8 targets per game. And even if we just look at, like, Sam Laporta, I'm just curious, even him, he's averaging more targets per game than Tucker Kraft is. I'm sure Kyle Pitts in 2025 might have even had more targets per game. 7 targets. These are the numbers we need to see. If we saw those numbers for Kraft, bro, Kraft would be nuclear. I just don't like the Packers' offense at all. Can't trust him at all. He's talented, though, so I have him as a 3.5 mid-sell player. Now we get into some soft sells. You're not going to like this one. Drake Maye. Drake Maye, all the talent in the world. He's value insulated for now, for sure. He has rushing upside. You might be saying why you want to trade him. His touchdown, he's good, man. He's a good dynasty asset. I'm just saying he's ranked number 2 in dynasty. You have a lot of leverage. You can trade for literally anybody right now. Look at Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, he had a bad year. So I compare Daniels and Drake Maye very similarly. Daniels had a big year, but he was value insulated, so he only went down to number 6. If Daniels has another bad year, I think we see Daniels go down here to like C tier. So that's why I have Daniels as a hard sell as well. But if we see Drake Maye have a bad season, I think we're going to see Drake Maye fall into this A tier, and we potentially could see him fall lower in the near future. I'm in on Drake Maye. I think Drake Maye is a good buy target too. Just you have to see the price. But in terms of straight up value, you have a guy that we've only seen it for 1 year. So it scares me a little bit. So I have him as a 3 out of 10 soft sell. Ted McMillan I have as a 3 out of 10 soft sell. Talented. He's talented. I like him. Number 24th in value, though. I'd rather have Dart. I'd rather have Pickens. The reason I don't like T-Mac as much is the quarterback situation. I think Bryce Young is a fraudulent passer of the football. So that's just a straight up reason I have him as a 3 out of 10. Josh Allen I have as a 2 out of 10 soft sell. This is similar to Lamar, but when Josh Allen's healthy, he's elite, bro. He's going to give you 23 points per game. The rushing touchdown upside is there for sure. The rushing upside straight up is there for sure. And he's even been worse as a passer the last couple of years. We could see him go higher in the future if they bring in a better receiving option there in Buffalo. New coaching, that could be a good thing. We'll have to see. So I like Josh Allen for the next 3-year outlook. However, I'm 1 injury away from losing all the value. He's 1 bad season away from dropping down in value as well because he's now approaching 30. I like him, but he's now the number 1 asset, so it's the same story as Drake Maye. He's a soft sell. Just see what you can get. Is somebody willing to mortgage their whole entire future to get Josh Allen? You'd be surprised how many people would actually do that. Justin Jefferson and T. Higgins wrap up the video here. Both 2 out of 10s. Jefferson, so value insulated that he hasn't really dropped too much in value. Jefferson, he's attached to McCarthy. He's turning 27. McCarthy stinks. That's scary. So I'm fine, pivoting off of him. T. Higgins, injury history here concerns me, and I don't think that we've seen him drop too far in value. He's also in a realm of guys that I really like. Would I rather have T. Higgins or tiered down to some of the guys down here that I do like? RJ Harvey and something. Tyler Warren and something. MHJ and something. BTJ or Higgins is really, 50-50. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I would necessarily do that. BTJ, you do get the age, which is nice because T. Higgins is 4 years older. But T. Higgins, he is someone that when he's healthy produces, 15 plus points per game. Those were, 15 to 18 names, soft sells, mid sells, a couple of hard sells mixed in. That's the list, man. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. Any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.